Hi, I have multiple chemical sensitivity, and last Friday I got my second Moderna COVID vaccination. I personally did not have a strong physical reaction to it. I was very sore after the first shot in the arm that got the injection. And after the second shot, same, I was very sore. But I was also sore throughout my body. I was kind of sore all over. And I felt a bit like I was starting to get sick. I felt a little bit feverish, but then that cleared up. So I was tired because I wasn't sleeping very well because my body was very sore. But other than that, I was pretty okay. I did notice later in the week I have been very sick. I've been a little extra sensitive, but I've also been like increasingly sensitive to smells, like MCS wise, for a while now. So it's not a sudden jump. I just have been extra sensitive, and I continue to be extra sensitive. On Monday, I got sick, like a bit nauseous and foggy, but I think that is related to the MCS and not related to the Moderna because I was potting up my tomatoes and the smell of all the tomato tar all over me was triggering me. So I really should have just immediately taken a shower. But one of my biggest issues with MCS is it messes with my executive functioning, so I'm not always able to get myself out of the situation because I just can't can't path it out in my brain. My brain does not function when it is triggered, which is really unfortunate. Anyway, so that was my experience. I got the shot and wasn't so bad. Much better than being intubated. Much better than being intubated. Much better than having another chronic illness to follow me. And, it is one step of protecting my family, who lives with me and takes care of me. And so it helps protect them so that they can go out into the world, helps protect my sanity because it means that eventually I will get some of my alone time. I know it's weird. I've been homebound for like 7 years and I still I just need some time alone. I need my routine. And COVID took that from me. But other than that, yeah, that's my experience. I'm fine. I got it. I'm happy. I'm happy I got it. And if you have MCS and you are thinking about it, I think you should do it. My experience has been is fine, but obviously my experience is just my experience. I know with the MCS community, there are a lot of people who don't trust doctors, who don't trust science because there hasn't been enough study in MCS. Not enough doctors understand it. Not enough doctors believe it. But because they don't understand one thing doesn't mean that vaccine is bad. It's two separate things. Vaccine, good. Herd immunity, good. So let's get that herd immunity. Let's get vaccinated. As far as the process itself went, for me, it was very chaotic. I ended up going to a walk in clinic in my neighborhood because it was first come, first serve, and they had extra vaccines. And I wasn't able to get it yet. I wasn't eligible to get it yet because I didn't have any of the conditions on their specific list. But my partner and I both went. He has asthma, and after waiting in line for like an hour or so, then someone was going through the line asking for any illnesses, any contributing factors, pulling people who were worked in teaching or worked in factories, places, people who were eligible for it, pulling them. And then, when he got to us, my partner said, I have asthma. And he said, you can go to the front of the line. And we're like, yes. And I said, I have multiple chemical sensitivity. And he said, you can go to the front of the line. So, yes. So we got up there. And I had been wearing two cloth masks, which being outside and on the street probably wasn't really enough because it was a very busy street. So we got a lot of car smells. But when we were going to go into the building to get the shot that I put on my respirator and walked in, and it was immediately not enough. There was way too much hand sanitizer smells and just lots of smells that were getting into my mask, and I started to have a panic attack, and I was freaking out and like trying to like jam my respirator to my face, trying to plug any gaps, and just really panicked. And finally, I mean, it probably wasn't that long, but it felt like it took forever. But like, had a moment of clarity in my brain and was able to look and ask the nurse and say, "Can I please fill this out outside the paperwork that she had given me?" And she said yes. So my family, we had our small child too because she was in distance learning, and so she had to come with us. So my partner, our child, and I, we all went outside and we did the paperwork. And then when we had our paperwork done, we were able to go in and went straight in and got our shot. And then they said, okay, now wait in this pretty crowded room for a pandemic for 15 minutes. And so I started to like panic again. And that same nurse came over and she said, you can wait outside. I will tell your significant other that you are here and I will keep an eye on you. So I was able to go outside and wait the 15 minutes. I didn't have to do that, and it was great. The second time it was the same clinic. But they were a lot more organized, and they had one line for people who were getting their first shot and one line for people who were getting their second shot. And there wasn't any paperwork to fill out because we were getting our second shot. The people who were getting the first shot, it looked like they were getting clipboards while they were outside in the line, so they were able to get that done before they got into the building. And yeah, that went a lot smoother. They let everyone just wait their 15 minutes. I don't know about the first shot people, but they let all the second shot people wait with their 15 minutes outside. And so she said, just go. You don't have to come back in. Just don't get in your car and drive off for 15 minutes. So that was great. So I did have to wear my respirator in the line the second time because it was a very bunchy line. People spread out. It was a very bunchy line, and the guy behind us had some aftershave on. That was annoying. And you can control how far you are from the people in front of you, but you can't really control the people behind you. So I had to wear my respirator. Also, there was a lot, even more traffic because they were ripping up the road in front of the clinic. So there's just too many smells. I had to wear my respirator. Between the first and the second time, I was able to get my respirator to work a little bit better because I had worn out my previous one, and this was a new one that I hadn't really had a chance to try out that much. It was still too smelly in there, still way too smelly. I don't know what's the step up from a respirator, what I can possibly wear that would help me. But yeah, second time, more organized. But if you can get an appointment so you don't have to mess around with lines and all that jazz, then you should get an appointment and you should get your vaccine so we can get some herd immunity and we can start to protect each other. Because that's what it's all about. It's about protecting each other. It's hard. From an MCS standpoint, when you have a whole world that does not care about protecting you, that could easily change your world by making just some small changes, by switching to fragrance-free, laundry detergent, fragrance-free, hair products and deodorant. Like just one change in purchasing can change my world. Like stop using fabric softener can change my world. And people don't seem interested in protecting you. They don't seem interested in helping you. But that doesn't mean that it's not still important to protect others and to help others where you can. So one way of protecting others and helping others is to get your shot. So I think we can do this. We can do this. All right. Thank you. See you next time. Goodbye.